Hi everyone, we welcome you all. Thank you for your continued support for this channel. Before entering today's topic, just to recall the previous topics by searching our video. The last class we have discussed Coulomb's law in vector form. Is it? I think you have a clear idea about it. And also we have discussed what is the difference between Coulomb force and the gravitational force. Similarities, and both we have some similarities and dissimilarities. So now let us come to the next one. Coulomb's law we have discussed now. In that we have considered two charges. One charge Q1, another charge Q2. These are point charges we have considered. Suppose if I have introduced another charge Q3, how will you find out the force using Coulomb's law? If I introduce another charge Q4, so Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, like the multiple of charges if I introduced, how will you calculate the force using Coulomb's law? Yes, is it possible? No, it is not possible. For that, we need a separate part. That also you are in 11th standard, superposition principle. Superposition principle. This superposition principle of waves you are in 11th standard. This is the superposition principle of electric charges. Yes, if you want to find out the force due to multiple charges, then we need superposition principle. Applying superposition principle, we can find out. So today's topic is superposition principle. What is this superposition principle? We can explain in simple manner. Just you take one book is placed, another book, like that 5 books are placed. Now see here, 5th book is also exerting the force on the first book. Similarly, 4th book is also exerting the force on first book. Similarly, second book. Similarly, like that. So all the books which are at the top will exert force on the book. So in the same manner, you consider a system. Consider this is a system. This is one system. The system, consider it. We have Q1 is one charge. Let us take the surrounding charges. You take the surrounding charges Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, etc. up to Qn charges. See here, Q1 is the charge now. Now, this Q2 will exert the force on charge Q1. Similarly, Q3 is also exert the force on the same charge Q1. Q4 is also exerting the force on charge Q1. Similarly, Q5 up to Q1. You see here, all the charges are exerting the force on charge Q1. Now you calculate what is the total force gained by this charge Q1. We call it as superposition principle. So in your textbook, state board textbook, you want to follow the definition. So state superposition principle. We can state in such a way, it states that the total force acting on a given charge is the charge. The total force acting on a given charge is the vector sum of all the forces that is exerted on it by all other charges which are located in that system. Now see here, it states that the total force acting on a given charge is equal to the vector sum of forces exerted on it by whom? By all other charges. Where these charges are done? These charges are present in this system. Okay, you have a clear-cut idea. So how to find out the equation for this? As previous class, we have derived Coulomb's law vector form. Do you remember? The same manner. So what is the previous class we derived? That is F vector 2 1 is equal to K into Q1 Q2 by R square 1 2 R cap 1 2. This is the Coulomb's line vector form in the previous class we discussed. Yes, students, is it clear? Yes, but based on this, we can derive superpositions. See here, student, simply we can derive. First of all, you calculate the force on charge Q1 due to Q2. Here, the force exerted on charge Q1 due to another charge, it's due to other charge or another charge, the charge Q2. Shall we find the force exerted on Q1 due to other charge Q2? Find? Yes. By applying Coulomb's law, we can find. Yes. F vector. Force 1 2 means force on first due to second is equal to K. You can write K, otherwise you can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. K value you can write. Okay, Q1, Q2, R square 2 1 R cap 2 1. First you have find out. So what is R cap 2 1? It tells the dash. The dash is from second charge to first, 2 to 1. R cap, unit vector that shows direction 2 to 1. Similarly, there is this one. Similarly, I can find out. Similarly, can I find F vector 1 3? Yes, F vector 1 3. See here, same K, Q1 is same, but who is exerting the force? 3, Q3, R square 3 1 R cap 3 1. So this is the force. The force exerted on again Q1 due to Q3 students. Is that Q3? Okay. Similarly, we can find out F vector 1 4. That is Q1 due to Q4. You can find out similarly. That is F vector 1 3 is equal to K Q1 Q4 R square 4 1 R cap 4 1. 4 F vector 1 4. Okay. What is R cap 4 1? Again, yes, correct. It is the unit vector from 4 to 1. Like that, you can find out the force for n charges. So, what's our definition? Total force. This is the individual force of total force. So, let us take the total force as F vector 1. So, total force is the vector force of all F vector 1 2 plus F vector 1 3 plus F vector 1 4 plus F plus etc. I can write plus etc. F vector up to 1 n. Now students, see here, you know F vector 1 2, F vector 1 3, F vector. Substitute all this, you get one equation now. That is the superposition final equation. F vector 1. In all the cases here, K is common. So let us take the K out. Then remaining F vector 1 2 is Q1 Q2 by R square 2 1 R cap 2 1. This is our first case. Second case, what you written? F vector 1 2. K is taken out. See here. Q1 Q3 r square 3 1 r cap 3 1 plus what's the next case? K is again taken out q1 q4 r square 4 1 r cap 4 1 plus etc. Up to I can write n charges I can find out. q1 all the exactly force on q1 around, so q1 final charge is n qn by r square n1 r cap n1, where r cap n1 is the unit vector from 1 to 2. So yes, so this is the total force. Okay, this is called superposition. I think you have a clear idea. Just note it and make a screenshot for a reference.